what's scaring you right now in your business? Is it, making the calls? Is it shooting video? What are those fears? As you know, we had a couple of weeks ago, a few things I want to go over. So the first question I have for all of you is, how's your mindset? How's your mindset right now? How do you feel about the market that you're in right now? When you look at your market, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about your business? What's your mindset right now regarding your business? Big question that Tom asked was, how much more can you do? I know many of you have doubled your income from last year. Well, let's be realistic. How much more can you do? Is it possible? How do you take your business to the next level? What are the things that you need to have in place to get you there? And what does the next level look like for you? In many cases, I have clients that have doubled their income and are very happy with the income that they're making. But when we look at moving to the next level, it's not necessarily making more sales as it's taking more time off, having more time for the family, right? So what does the next level look like for you? And what do we need to do to get there? And then the big question that Tom asked was, is your business ready for what's coming down the pipeline right now? The challenges that are coming down the pipeline right now. Because it's starting to feel, I don't know if you guys notice this, it's starting to feel like 2006, just before what happened in 2008. And for my Canadian clients, it's starting to feel like 2016. And you guys know what happened in 2017, right? It's starting to feel like that. So how's your mindset? How's your mindset about all this? Is your business ready to take on whatever challenges may be coming down the pipeline? And you're probably wondering, what are these challenges? What challenges do we see coming down the pipeline? So write them down. There are 9 macro challenges that are coming down the pipeline that realtors are facing today, 9 of them, right? The first one is what we call the Great Divide. The Great Divide. And what that is hear me out. 1% of all agents sell 17.2% of all the business. The top 1% are doing 17% of all the business. The top 5% are doing 37% of the business in your marketplace. Now, I know this is numbers from the US, but for my Canadian clients, it's no different. It really isn't, right? Top 10% are doing 51% of all the business out there. Think about that for a second. Top 10% agents are doing more than half of all the business out there. 25% are doing, I would say, almost 74% of all the business. And here's the kicker. 50% of the agents out there do 91% of the business. So that means 50% are not doing any business. Let's be honest, right? The reality is the consumer right now has a 68% chance of hiring an agent that sells less than 2 homes a year. They got a 68% chance of that. So my question to you is, where do you rank on your MLS system? Where are you ranking? And where do you want to rank in your MLS system? Where are you right now? And where do you want to go? Because that's going to help you decide in your business. especially now that we're talking about your business plan, by knowing, hey, listen, this is where I want to go. And then the question becomes is, what decisions do you need to make to get you there? What decisions do you need to make to get you to where you want to be ranked? So that's all under number one, the great divide. And Tom also stated, and this is important, is if you're not in the top 25% in your MLS system, then you're not earning enough business. Okay, so if you're looking for a measuring stick, everyone should be at least on the top 25% in their MLS system. Does that sound fair? Can we do that? Can we aim for that? Can that be a goal? Right? Since 25% of the agents are doing almost 74% of the business, I think that's a good goal. Some of you are like, no, Danny, I want to be number 1%. I want to be 0.5%. I want to be right up there. And that's amazing. Right? All right. Number two, and the challenges that we see is the new battle for search. The new battle for search. What does that mean? Well, we're talking about big tech companies. We're talking about how there's a lot of money out there now for discount brokerage, discount, iBuyers. There's a lot of different and a lot of money out there to control, that search, search an agent in my area as an example. And there's a lot of marketing going towards that. So we need to figure out, how do we combat that money? How do we combat these big companies that are going up against us? Right. And Tom talked about how it's important to use Google to get you discovered as the hyper local agent. Okay, this is key. We need to really put ourselves to as the hyper local agent, because that's the only way we can differentiate ourselves from all the marketing dollars that are out there. Right? It's a battle for your database. It's a battle for your presence on the web. If I was to search up your name, if I say, okay, local realtor in Vancouver, hey, William, are you going to pop up? Are you going to come up on the first few pages, first few lines, right? How do we get ourselves there is the key, right? And one of the ways is we got to look at building our relationships, not just sales. And this is key, right? We're battling for, we're not going to win the battle. There's way more money on their ends and advertising dollars than is in our end. So we need to be that specialist for our clients, right? So our database is being under attack. How do we protect our database? The people that we know, friends, family, neighbors, past clients. And really the relationship starts on that closing table. When you sell their home and you've closed the transactions, we need to be working hard and branding ourselves with them. Okay. The third one is our fears. Biggest challenges that's coming down the pipeline is our fears. When you look at it, our fears, they're the ones stopping you in your growth. So what scares you? Think about that for a second. What's scaring you right now in your business? Is it, making the calls? Is it shooting video? What are those fears that you have that's holding you back from your growth? Really think about that. So our fears, getting over our fears so that it doesn't stop us from the growth. Now, many of us are saying, hey, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, right? We all have fears. Let's be real. We all have fears. The question is what do you deal with them? Fear is really the unknown. We're afraid of doing something because we're not sure how that's going to react. We're not sure how the response will be. We're not sure what sort of reaction we're going to get. I'm afraid of shooting video because I won't put it out there because I don't know what sort of reaction I get from video. I'm afraid of calling a for sale by owner because I'm not sure what sort of reaction I get from the for sale by owner. If you haven't done it, then the fear is there. The question becomes, is what are you afraid of that's holding you back? That if you weren't afraid of it, you can see some great growth in your life, right? Just do stuff that scares you, right? Next, I wrote down number 4, the 4. And the challenge that we have right now is the inventory crisis is real. Number 4, the inventory crisis is real. So how do we deal? Who here is in a marketplace that inventory is a little low and you're having a tough time with your buyers? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much across the board. So if that's the case, what do we do about that? So I wrote down a couple of questions. What's the offer that will separate you from everyone else in your marketplace? Right? Tom talks about this being your unique selling proposition. What is something that you can do to kind of separate you from the competition? Because we need to be going after and getting more listings. We know this. Everyone knows this. We need to get more listings. The question is, how do we get more listings and how do we make ourselves different from everybody else? So what's that unique selling proposition? The next thing we wrote down is, what's an offer that is actually resonating with the majority of the home sellers right now? Okay, what's an offer you can make that will resonate with the home sellers right now? Right. So when we look at who's in the marketplace right now, are there people that want to sell but are holding back simply because of circumstance? Could it be that they feel that their home needs some sort of renovation and to get top dollar and they don't have the funds to do it? How do you solve that problem for them? Could you come in there and get their home painted, take care of the minor repairs, and then on closing, get that cost back? Can that be something that you do? Right? Can there be something where, they're afraid of selling and not having a place to move into, where maybe they rent back the property, or maybe they end up having a notwithstanding clause in their offer, allowing them to adjust the closing date accordingly. So what are those offers that you can make? Right. The next one is number 5. Tom wrote down is, the struggle is real for you and your buyers. The struggle is real for you and your buyers. Now, in this case, he's referring to your lead sources, right? See, in today's marketplace, because inventory is so tight, you need to have, please write this down, you need to have 4 to 6 lead sources that attract leads for listings, not just for buyers, for listings, right? So we need 4 to 6 lead attraction drivers. These are lead sources that you're working. So when you look at your business, do you have that balanced business? Is it divided up? And, where you have multiple sources of bringing in leads, specifically listing leads. That's what we're looking for. All right, what else have we got here? Number 6, wrote down the power of leverage and decision. Okay, so I know I'm kind of going quickly here. These are major issues, major problems that we're facing. I'm going to get more in depth with each one of them with you specifically, but I just want to kind of give you an overview of what it is. I'll do the 6, and then tomorrow we'll go with the other 7, 8, and 9. But this is talking about how the consumer in today's market is so well educated, right? That 62% of all consumers today, their decisions have been made before you actually meet them in person. I'm going to say that again. 62% of all consumers have made the decision of whether to work with you or not before they actually meet with you in person. So my question to you is, how are you controlling their narrative of what they see about you? If they're going to make that decision before you even walk into the door, right, it is very important that you have a clear understanding of what it is, that you put it out there, that right branding for yourself. right? This is extremely important. And how do we do that? I'm going to get into that on tomorrow's call. So for now, does anyone have any questions, concerns, anything regarding what we just discussed? No? You guys all good?
All good.
All right. Okay. So please unmute yourselves. Everybody unmute themselves. Everybody unmute themselves. We're back. Love it. We're back. All right. So big question. What day is it today?
Money making day.
It's a money-making day. That's right. If you're on this call, it's a money-making day for you. So what do you need to do today to help you move the needle in your business? You guys are awesome. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Danny.